All right, everybody, so let me update you on how far we are on our getting ready. For our base, I decided to go with the e.l.f. CC cream, but I went with light 210N instead. It was a better match for my skin tone. The other shade that I have looks a little too dark. So then we did some concealing, also with e.l.f. the 16-hour camo concealer, the matte finish one. So I also did some little correction, and there's also a little bit of a concealer too, this stick. It's pretty good coverage for a stick. This is by Wet n Wild. So this is like $4. So next step, we're gonna do some powder, and I'm gonna use Laura Mercier. This, I believe, is the translucent, yeah. So I just use this little brush here. It's kind of flat. And we're gonna do our eyes, just so we can avoid some creasing later on. This is another really OG powder. This is just like a little sampler that I got, but it's lasted so long. So we're just gonna use that. And then I like to do the T-zone with powder. And of course, we're gonna do some more work here on our little lovely blemish that decided to join us. And I do up here. Now we're also gonna do our forehead a little bit. So our T-zone is done. So we're gonna put this away. So we're moving right along here, gang. So what is happening tonight is the fair opens in my hometown. That's like 30 miles from here. The weather is a little iffy. There's like slow moving front of storm coming this way. It rained a little while ago, and now there's a chance of rain coming in later. And there's supposed to be fireworks tonight at 9 o'clock. So we shall see what the night entails. It is not looking good for the fair, gang. This weekend in Wisconsin, it's gonna rain. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to our bronzer. Hold tight. All right, so we are back. We're gonna go with the Buttered Donut by Physicians Formula. These were so stinking cute. So I have the butter coffee, the buttered donut, a couple of other ones. All right, so buttered donut is what we're gonna go with. And I'm gonna use a Morphe brush. This is the M442. This is such a great little brush. So when I bronze, I start up at the forehead. And what we're doing is we're just warming up our skin. And you kind of make a 3 when you do your bronzer. So now we're gonna go and kind of carve out the cheeks. And then you come down here. So from here, go down, carve your cheeks out, and pull it down. These smell so good too. This butter donut is so yummy. So one of the things I like to do is put on some setting spray after this step. Obviously, this is a personal preference, and I'm going to use the Bear With Me by NYX. This is a prime, set, refresh, prepare, fixer. So it's basically a multitasking spray. We're just going to spray our base so far. Okay, so I let that dry, and then I move on to blush, and I'm going to use Patrick Ta blush. She's Passionate is the shade. This is what it looks like. So this was in a Glam Bag X. I believe this was in the first one. So what I do for blush is I kind of smile and spread it around, like on the apples of the cheeks, and kind of bring it up some. Do you guys think blush is something that and then I like dab across the nose? Like blush is something, like people have their own way of doing blush. Just gonna add some here and bring it up. All right, blush is done. So next we're gonna move on to highlighter. So let's use the Jelly Pop Glow Stick, and we're just gonna put that up here, across the nose, in the Cupid bow. And to blend out a highlighter, I just use this little angle brush here, kind of go up here like that. All right, can you guys see? There we go. All right, we are moving right along. I got my little collection of brushes just going here. So we're gonna prime the eyelids. So we're gonna use some putty by the Beauty Cope. This is the Stuck On You eye primer. So we're just gonna put this across our lids. Okay. Now, sometimes I can get it blended on the lid with my finger, but a lot of times I get a brush. So this is one of those times we're gonna get a brush. So we're gonna take our brush and take the eye primer and blend it across our lids and up here, like so. Okay, so once that is done, we are gonna do our eyes. So we're gonna start off with this white stick from e.l.f. This is out of the Cookies and Dream collection. And this is the shade Sweet Cream. So it's a stick, so you just put it on your eyelids. Now, obviously, you don't have to have a white base. This, again, is just like a preference. A lot of times I do this and then I blend it across the eyelid just to get like an extra oomph to the eyelid shade. And I'm using the same brush that I use to do the primer. So we're gonna blend right in the corner a little bit more. Okay, so that is done. Again, you don't have to have a white base. So now we're going to take our palette and start doing our eye look. So I'm gonna take this shade here, and this is out of the Morphe palette. that I have. This was a winter palette. It's all like hot cocoa flavors. Shades. You guys know what I'm talking about. So we're just gonna put that in our crease. And tap out any extra. I can tell too, it's getting humid, and probably as you're watching me, my hair keeps going. It seems like whatever product I have cannot contain the hair if there's humidity. So we are blending this out into the crease. Give you guys a little shot here of what we're looking like. Okay, now we are going to do our next shade, and we are going to go into this one right here. Oh, this one right here. And this brush is by Lovecraft and Beauty. So this shade, wow, right in the corner. Look at how easy that went on. Oh my goodness. Okay. And we're gonna go same deal. All right, so we're gonna take this middle one. Work that in to our center. And I'm just going over the top. And then we're gonna take this one, and that's right here, our shimmer, and pop that in. All right, all three shades are applied, so now we're just gonna blend. So go across the eyelid, make sure you're straightening out anything that looks a little wonky, because sometimes you never know, gang. So let me show you what we're looking like. And this is one of the palettes from Morphe that I really loved on for a while. I haven't used it in a while. So I figured, why not? Let's break it open. All right. And what I'm gonna do is just take my makeup eraser here, and just dab these corners a little. All right, that is what we're gonna do eye-wise.